My beloved child, stop for a moment. Don't rush past this. Don't let your mind race to the next thing. Breathe and listen closely, because I am speaking to you right now. Yes, you. The one who tries to look strong in public and then falls apart when the door closes. The one who keeps everyone else steady, but feels like you're quietly slipping underneath the weight you carry. I saw you crying in secret last night. I saw the way you turned your face so no one would notice. I saw the way your chest tightened, like you couldn't get a full breath. I saw the tears you wiped away fast, like they didn't matter. But they mattered to me. I counted every tear. Not one of them fell without purpose. Not one of them was wasted. And I need you to hear this with your whole heart. You are not alone, and you are not forgotten. I was there in that room. I was there in that silence. I was there when you whispered, "I can't do this anymore," and then you did it anyway. I was there when you stared at the ceiling, tired of being strong, tired of waiting, tired of hoping for something that keeps taking too long. I know what you've been carrying, the pressure, the disappointment, the fear you don't like to say out loud, the questions that circle your mind when the lights are off. Is this ever going to change? Am I ever going to feel safe again? Did I miss my chance? Why does it feel like I'm always the one holding everything together? My child, look at me, not your circumstances, not the bills, not the messages left unread, not the medical paperwork, the deadlines, the family tension, the anxiety that hits you for no reason. Look at me, because I am not intimidated by what intimidates you. I am not limited by what limits you, and I am not late. You think you've been hidden. You think your effort has gone unseen. You think your prayers have been floating in the air with no answer. But I need you to understand something deeper than what your eyes can see. I have been working in places you can't reach. I have been aligning what you could never force. I have been protecting you from doors you begged to open that would have broken you later. Some of what you called delay was mercy. Some of what you called rejection was rescue. Some of what you called silence was me building something strong enough to hold what you asked for. So don't you dare shame yourself for the tears. Those tears were honest. They were the language of your heart when you didn't have words, and I am not offended by your pain. I am close to it. I am close to you. You have been trying to hold it all together with tired hands. Finances, family, your mind, your future, your sense of self. You've been thinking about financial freedom, not because you want to show off, but because you are exhausted from surviving. You're tired of choosing between needs, tired of watching your bank balance drop and pretending it doesn't scare you. Tired of a credit score feeling like it holds your whole life hostage. Tired of hearing numbers you don't even want to repeat out loud. Debt, rent, mortgage, interest, late fees, bills. And you've wondered if I see that part too. I do. I see the burden you carry when you smile anyway. I see you trying to do the right thing, trying to be responsible, trying to be steady. I see you researching debt relief and debt consolidation late at night, hoping there's a way out that doesn't crush you. I see you thinking about a second job, a side hustle, an online business, something, anything that could give you room to breathe. I see you trying to learn, trying to grow, trying to make wise choices, even when you feel behind. And I am telling you, I am your provider, and your provision is not finished. Hear me clearly. I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about relief. I'm talking about stability. I'm talking about doors opening in ways you couldn't have predicted. I'm talking about favor that finds you in ordinary places. I'm talking about the right conversation at the right time, a connection that doesn't make sense, an opportunity that feels like it arrived out of nowhere, but it didn't. It was arranged. You're not cursed. You're not stuck. You're not destined to struggle forever. You're in a season of preparation, and the shift is closer than you think. But I need you to do something right now. I need you to stop rehearsing worst-case scenarios in your mind. I need you to stop punishing yourself for how long it's taken. I need you to stop calling yourself weak because you had a hard night. You didn't break, you bent, and you're still here. That's strength. And I want you to mark this moment because this is not a random video. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine interruption. This is me reaching into your day, lifting your chin, and reminding you who you are when life tries to rename you. You are mine. You are chosen. You are loved beyond what you can measure, and you are not disqualified because you've been tired. If this is hitting your spirit right now, I want you to comment 777, not as a ritual, not as superstition, as a simple act of agreement, as a way of saying, God, I hear you. I'm still here. I'm still holding on. I'm ready for what you promised. And my child, if you feel the peace in this message, tap like and subscribe so you stay connected to these words when you need them most. Because there will be days your emotions swing, and you'll need to hear my truth louder than your fear. Now listen, I saw the moment you almost gave up. Not dramatically, quietly, in the small ways people don't notice. You started doing less of what makes you you. You started withdrawing. You started expecting disappointment so it wouldn't hurt as much. You started saying, it's fine, even when it wasn't fine. You started shrinking your dreams down to something you thought you could survive without. But I did not create you to live numb. I did not place destiny inside you just for you to bury it. I did not carry you through everything you've survived just to leave you stuck at the edge of your breakthrough. So I'm calling you back to yourself, back to faith, back to courage, back to the part of you that still believes life can change. Because it can, and it will. Not by panic, not by forcing, not by you trying to control every outcome, but by you returning to alignment. You have been out of alignment, not because you're bad, but because you've been wounded. Hurt makes people grip tight. Fear makes people overthink. Disappointment makes people protect themselves. But I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to heal you. Yes, healing. I'm healing the places you've hidden, the trauma you don't talk about, the rejection that still stings, the betrayal that made you question your worth, the words that were spoken over you that never should have been said, the way you learned to be strong because no one came when you were small and needed comfort. I was there then too, and I'm here now. I'm healing your mind where anxiety has built a home. I'm healing your heart where trust has been damaged. I'm healing your body where stress has settled into tension and exhaustion. I'm restoring your spirit where you felt spiritually drained, like you're pouring and pouring with no refill. You have been in survival mode for so long that peace feels unfamiliar. But peace is your portion. Let me speak to your relationships, because I know that's another place you've been bleeding quietly. You've tried to make it work. You've tried to be patient. You've tried to communicate. You've tried to forgive. You've tried to hold the family together, hold the friendship together, hold the marriage together, hold yourself together, and it hurt. Because you felt like you were the only one trying. I see that. I see the unanswered apologies you deserved. I see the conversations that never happened. I see the way someone's distance made you question your value. But hear me. You are not hard to love. You're not too much. You're not always the problem. Sometimes you were planted among people who benefited from your light but resented your growth. Sometimes the enemy used familiar voices to keep you small. Yes, the enemy has been watching you, not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous in the spirit. He has tried to wear you down with repetition. The same cycle, the same setback, the same type of disappointment, over and over, until you started saying, this is just my life. But I'm breaking cycles. I'm breaking generational patterns. I'm breaking the curse of almost. I'm breaking the cycle of starting strong and ending discouraged. I'm breaking the pattern of loving people who won't honor your heart. And I'm calling you into wisdom, not bitterness. There is a difference. Bitterness closes you. Wisdom protects you. I am not hardening your heart. I'm strengthening your boundaries. I'm teaching you how to love without losing yourself. I'm teaching you how to forgive without returning to the same harm. I'm teaching you how to release what I never assigned you to carry. And yes, I'm working on the other side of those relationships too. I can reach hearts you cannot reach. I can soften what you cannot soften. I can bring clarity where there has been confusion. I can rebuild what seems too fractured to repair. But you must let me lead. Stop chasing closure from people who won't be honest. Stop begging for effort from people who benefit from your exhaustion. Stop explaining your worth to someone committed to misunderstanding you. I am your defender. I am your validator. I am the one who names you. And the name I give you is not forgotten. It's not replaceable. It's not unlovable. It's beloved. Now let me speak to the thing you've been afraid to admit. You're tired of being tired. Not just physically. Soul tired. The kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. The kind of tired that comes from carrying invisible weight. The kind of tired that comes from being the strong one. My child, you were never meant to do this alone. So I'm sending help, not the kind that makes you feel ashamed, not the kind you have to beg for. The right help, the right support, the right community, the right person who hears you without making you feel small. You might have called it coincidence when it arrives. But you'll know. Deep down, you'll know. Because it will feel like breath. It will feel like relief. It will feel like someone handing you back a part of yourself you thought you lost. And while I do that, I also need to remind you of something practical and powerful. Your life will change when your patterns change. I am not asking you to become perfect. I'm asking you to become consistent. Consistent in prayer, yes. Consistent in your mindset, yes. But also consistent in the small actions that build a different future. You've been overwhelmed by the size of the mountain, so you keep staring at the peak and wondering how you'll ever get there. But I don't ask you to climb it all in one day. I ask you to take the next step, one step, the next right step. Today, that might look like making one phone call you've been avoiding. It might look like opening one email and facing it with me instead of fear. It might look like writing down your plan for financial planning, not as pressure, but as partnership with me. It might look like learning a skill that increases your value, even if you start small, even if you use simple AI tools that save time and open new doors. It might look like building a high-income skill, not for ego, but to create stability and options. It might look like putting away a little into a high-yield savings account, not because it solves everything, but because it is a seed, and I bless seeds. And the enemy hates seeds. Because seeds look small until they grow. My child, you have been discounting the power of small beginnings. You've been thinking, if I can't change everything, why start? But that thinking is not from me. That's despair trying to disguise itself as logic. I am the God of the seed. I can take what you have, even if it's small, and multiply it. I can take your 5 loaves and 2 fish. I can take a single idea, a single connection, a single moment of obedience, and I can turn it into overflow. That is what I do. So when I tell you your breakthrough is coming, I'm not teasing you. I'm not playing with your hope. I'm telling you what I've already set in motion. I know you've been praying for a breakthrough in your finances. You want to breathe again. You want to stop bracing every time you check your account. You want to stop feeling sick when you think about rent, mortgage payments, insurance, the rising cost of living, and the constant pressure to keep up. And I'm telling you, I'm not just bringing money, I'm bringing strategy. I'm bringing discipline. I'm bringing favor. I'm bringing opportunities that match your destiny, not your fear. Some of you have been called to entrepreneurship, but you've been afraid to start because you don't want to fail. You don't want to be judged. You don't want to look foolish. But my child, you've already survived worse than failure. You survived heartbreak. You survived betrayal. You survived nights you didn't think you'd get through. So don't be afraid of learning. Don't be afraid of starting. Don't be afraid of being new at something. Being new is not being weak. Being new is being brave. And I will guide you. I will highlight what matters. I will close the wrong doors quickly. I will protect you from the traps you can't see. I will teach your hands to build. I will teach your mind to focus. I will teach your heart to trust again. You're not late to life. You're on time for your calling. Now I need to address something tender. Something you don't like to admit. You've been trying to heal while staying in the environment that broke you. You've been asking for peace while feeding your mind constant fear. You've been praying for clarity while drowning in distractions. My child, come closer. Look at your habits with honesty, not judgment. What you repeat, you reinforce. What you entertain, you empower. If you keep replaying the same pain, you keep reopening the same wound. But I am giving you a new way, a new rhythm, a new routine that protects your spirit. You don't have to be available to everything. You don't have to answer every call. You don't have to carry every emotion that gets thrown at you. You don't have to fight every battle. Some battles are distractions dressed up as emergencies. And the enemy loves distractions because distraction is a thief. It steals time, it steals focus, it steals momentum, it steals your ability to hear me clearly. That's why I pulled you into this moment. Because I want you to hear my voice again. I want you to remember what it feels like when hope returns. I want you to feel strength rise in your chest, not because everything is perfect, but because you are held by me, protected by angels you cannot see. Yes, angels. I have assigned protection to you in ways you will never fully understand. There were moments you should have been taken out by what tried to destroy you. There were times the enemy planned to end your story early. There were situations you walked away from and you thought, I got lucky. It wasn't luck. It was covering. It was rescue. It was my hand. So if you're still here, if you're still breathing, if you're still trying, then your story isn't done. You're still needed. Your destiny is still alive. Comment 777. If you're ready to stop surviving and start stepping into what I've promised, because this is your confirmation, I'm not done with you. Now let me speak to the part of you that feels guilty for wanting more. You've told yourself you should be grateful for what you have, so you shouldn't want more. But my child, gratitude and growth are not enemies. You can be thankful and still desire expansion. You can appreciate today and still believe for tomorrow. I placed desire in you for a reason. Not greed, not vanity, but purpose. Because you cannot fulfill big assignments with a small view of yourself. You cannot help others the way you're called to help them if you stay stuck in scarcity thinking. I'm not ashamed of your desire for abundance when it's aligned with love, generosity, and impact. I am not ashamed of your desire for stability. I am not ashamed of your dream for a peaceful home. I am not ashamed of your desire to provide. I am not ashamed of your desire to heal fully. And you need to stop shaming yourself too. Some of you have been praying for your mental health to improve, for therapy to finally work, for the fog to lift, for the panic to stop showing up uninvited. You've tried to be strong and spiritual your way out of pain, and you felt confused when you still struggled. Listen to me. You're not a bad person because you have anxiety. You're not a failure because you need help. You're not less faithful because you've had dark days. I'm gentle with you, and I am wise. I will heal you in layers. I will restore you from the inside out. I will teach you how to breathe again. I will teach you how to feel safe again. I will teach you how to trust your own mind again. Because I'm not just saving your future, I'm reclaiming your present. Let me speak to your heart right now. Put your hand on your chest if you can, not for performance, just as a reminder that you are here. You made it through another day. Feel that breath. That's me sustaining you, and I'm telling you, with a love that doesn't waver, you're going to make it. Not barely, not broken, not crawling. You're going to rise. You're going to look back on this season and realize it didn't bury you. It built you, it strengthened you, it refined you. It taught you what matters. It taught you who's real. It taught you what you can survive. And it prepared you for what's next. Because what's next will require a stronger you, a clearer you, a more grounded you, a wiser you, a you that doesn't panic at the first sign of resistance, a you that doesn't fall apart when someone doesn't approve, a you that knows who you are. My child, your destiny is not fragile. It doesn't break because someone walked away. It doesn't collapse because you had a hard season. It doesn't disappear because you made mistakes. Your destiny is anchored in me, and I don't change. I need you to understand something about the tears I saw last night. Those tears were not only pain, those tears were release. Your spirit was letting go of something heavy. You were shedding a layer. You were outgrowing an old version of you that had to fight too hard for too little. That version is ending, and a new chapter is beginning. You've been afraid of change because change has hurt you before. You've experienced sudden shifts that felt like loss, so now even good change makes you nervous. But this change is different. This change is guided. This change is protected. This change is purposeful. This change is the kind that brings you back to life. I'm opening doors you don't have the strength to open on your own. I'm closing doors you don't have the courage to shut. I'm removing what drains you. I'm restoring what renews you. I'm breaking the chain of almost there. I'm breaking the chain of not enough. I'm breaking the chain of maybe someday. And I'm bringing you into a season where you will see my hand clearly. You will feel it. You will recognize it. You will say, "This is God." Even your doubters will say it. Even the ones who underestimated you will watch what happens next and realize they didn't understand what was on your life. Because the oil on you was never for their approval. It was for your assignment. Now, listen carefully. The enemy is going to try one more time to pull you back into the old mindset. He's going to whisper, "Nothing's changed." He's going to point to the same environment, the same bills, the same people, the same routine, and he's going to say, "See, it's the same." But don't you believe that lie. Because the biggest change is happening in you first. Your strength is returning. Your discernment is sharpening. Your faith is deepening. Your focus is coming back. And when you change, everything around you starts to shift. So I'm asking you to guard what I'm giving you right now. Guard your peace. Guard your focus. Guard your confidence. Guard your time. Because time is holy when you use it with purpose. Some of you are going to receive a financial breakthrough that comes through learning, skill building, and consistency, not just a miracle drop from the sky, and that will still be me. Because I am the one who gives you power to get wealth, power to create, power to endure, power to persist. Some of you will see doors open in career paths you didn't plan. Promotions, new clients, a better job, a chance to rebuild your credit score and breathe again. A clean slate, a new structure, a smarter plan, a sense of control that returns to your hands. Some of you will see healing in relationships that seemed too far gone. A conversation that finally happens. An apology you never expected. A softened heart, a rebuilt bridge, a restored family connection, a friendship that comes back stronger with honesty and maturity. Some of you will see physical healing, where your body has carried stress like a backpack you never put down. I'm teaching you how to release it, how to rest without guilt, how to sleep again, how to exhale again. And some of you, the biggest miracle will be that you find yourself again. The real you, the you who laughs without forcing it, The you who hopes without fear, the you who dreams without apologizing, the you who wakes up and doesn't dread the day. That's coming, but right now, you have to stay with me. Don't let this moment slip away. Don't go back to the noise the second you feel a little better. Hold on to this. Let it sink in. Let it settle into your bones. I saw you crying last night because you felt like nobody saw you, but I saw you. And I want you to feel this next line like a promise wrapped around your heart. I'm going to answer you in a way that leaves no doubt it was me. Not because you earned it by being perfect, but because I love you as my child. So when you wake up tomorrow and the old worries try to greet you at the door of your mind, I want you to respond differently. Not with panic, not with dread, with authority. Say, God is working. Say, I am protected. Say, my breakthrough is unfolding. Say, my healing is happening. Say, my destiny is not delayed, it is being prepared. And if you can't say it out loud, whisper it. If you can't whisper it, think it. If you can't even think it because your mind feels crowded, then just breathe and let me hold you. Because I'm not asking you to carry faith like a performance. I'm asking you to receive faith like a gift, and my gifts don't come with shame. Now, I need to warn you gently, because I love you too much to leave you unaware. When you start stepping forward, resistance will rise. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something right. The enemy doesn't fight what doesn't matter. So don't be shocked when distraction increases. Don't be shocked when old temptations show up. Don't be shocked when someone tries to pull you into drama. Don't be shocked when doubt tries to speak louder. That's not proof you're losing. That's proof you're close. This is the part where many people turn back. They feel pressure and assume they made a mistake. But you, my child, are not going to turn back. You're going to stand. You're going to stay steady. You're going to keep moving, even if it's one small step at a time. Because I am with you. I go before you. I stand behind you. I walk beside you. And I live within you. So let the storm talk. Let the critics talk. Let fear talk. You keep walking. And when you feel weak, I want you to remember the moment I saw you crying last night. Not to reopen pain, but to remember this truth. Even in your lowest moment, you were still held. You never cried alone. You never struggled alone. You never fought alone. Now breathe again. I'm going to speak life over you, and you're going to receive it. Not as a nice thought, as a spiritual reality. You will not be trapped in lack. You will not be trapped in confusion. You will not be trapped in cycles. You will not be trapped in shame. You will not be trapped in anxiety. You will not be trapped in almost. You are crossing over. You are stepping out. You are rising up. And yes, there will be moments you still feel afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing me while fear is talking. So choose me. Choose faith. Choose consistency. Choose growth. Choose peace. Choose the future I've been preparing, and I want you to do one more thing right now as an act of agreement. Comment 777. If you're ready to let this season break what needed to break, heal what needed to heal, and build what needs to be built. Because I am not only comforting you, I am commissioning you. You are not just getting through life. You are becoming. You are becoming steady. You are becoming wise. You are becoming brave. You are becoming disciplined. You are becoming free. And that word, free, is going to mean something new for you soon, not just emotionally. Financial freedom, spiritual freedom, freedom from needing everyone's approval, freedom from the old story you've been telling yourself, freedom from the fear that's been running your decisions. Freedom is not a fantasy, it's a promise. But you must keep listening, because what I'm about to reveal next is going to unlock a deeper level of peace and a clearer path forward for you. And it starts with the thing you've been avoiding most, is the moment of quiet where you finally stop negotiating with the truth. Not the truth everyone else can see. The truth you've been dodging because you're afraid of what it will ask of you. You've been asking me for change, but you've been avoiding the one place change always begins. Surrender. Not surrender like defeat. Surrender like trust. Surrender like opening your hands and admitting you can't control every outcome, every person, every detail, every timeline. Because deep down, you've been holding on so tight that your hands are cramping, and you've called it being responsible. But some of that isn't responsibility. It's fear wearing a mature face, and I'm not condemning you for it. I'm inviting you out of it. You've been avoiding that quiet because the quiet makes you feel exposed. In the quiet, you can't hide behind being busy. In the quiet, you can't numb yourself with noise. In the quiet, you can't outrun the ache you've carried in your chest. So you stay moving, you stay scrolling, you stay doing, you stay helping, you stay fixing, you stay proving. And then at night, when there's nothing left to distract you, the heaviness comes back and sits beside you like a shadow. I saw that. And I'm telling you now, with gentleness and strength at the same time, the quiet isn't your enemy. The quiet is where I've been waiting for you. Because in the quiet, I can finally reach the part of you that has been screaming without a voice. In the quiet, I can finally separate your real needs from your loud fears. In the quiet, I can finally show you what you've been calling normal that was never supposed to be your life. My child, you don't need more motivation. You need alignment. You don't need 100 new answers. You need one true decision. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's something in your life that drains you every time you touch it. A relationship that leaves you confused. A habit that leaves you empty. A pattern that keeps stealing your future and giving you the same pain in return. And you've been trying to pray it away while still feeding it. You've been asking me to remove it, but you keep reopening the door. Not because you're foolish, because you're attached, because it's familiar, because part of you thinks, if I let this go, what will I have left? But I need you to hear me clearly. I'm not asking you to let go so you can be punished. I'm asking you to let go so you can be free. Because what you're holding on to is not just a thing. It's a weight. And you weren't built to carry it. You've been trying to drag tomorrow into your life with a chain still wrapped around yesterday. That's why you feel stuck. That's why it's hard to move forward. Not because you lack talent. Not because you lack potential. Not because I'm withholding. But because you've been carrying what I never assigned. And I'm about to break it. Not with shame, with clarity, with love. With a firm hand that says, enough. Some of you have been avoiding the truth about a person. You keep making excuses for what keeps hurting you. You keep calling it loyalty, but it's actually self-abandonment. You keep hoping they'll become who they promised, while ignoring who they keep showing you they are. And I'm not telling you to hate them. I'm telling you to stop handing them your peace like it's disposable. Stop paying emotional rent in a place you were never meant to live. Stop calling chaos passion. Stop calling inconsistency busy. Stop calling disrespect miscommunication. My child, I've been trying to protect you, but you keep stepping back into the same fire and asking why you keep getting burned, and I love you too much to let that continue. So here is the new instruction for this season. Choose what chooses you. Choose what gives life back to you. Choose what makes you feel closer to me, not farther from yourself. Because I'm not taking you into a blessing that destroys you. I'm taking you into a blessing that builds you. Now listen, because this part is going to stretch you. You've been praying for open doors, and I'm about to open them. But an open door still requires movement, and movement requires courage. And courage requires you to stop asking for permission from people who don't understand your calling. You've been waiting for validation, a sign from them, a green light from them, approval from them. But my child, I've already spoken. I've already marked you. I've already confirmed you. You don't need a crowd to obey. You need faith. And faith doesn't always feel like confidence. Sometimes faith feels like trembling hands with a steady heart. Sometimes faith feels like doing it afraid. Sometimes faith feels like taking one step and trusting me with the next. You've been avoiding that step because you're afraid you'll fail. But let me tell you something you forgot. Failure doesn't scare me. What scares you is looking imperfect. What scares you is being seen while you learn. What scares you is not being able to control how people interpret your growth. But you're not called to be understood by everybody. You're called to be obedient. You're called to be healed. You're called to become. And becoming is messy before it's beautiful. So stop demanding perfection from yourself at the starting line. I don't need you flawless. I need you willing. Now, I'm going to bring something to the surface that you've been trying not to feel. You've been carrying guilt you didn't earn. You've been carrying responsibility that belongs to other people. You've been carrying the weight of, what if I had done more? My child, you cannot rewrite the past by punishing yourself in the present. You cannot heal by replaying the worst moment of your life like it's a movie that never ends. You cannot grow while you keep chaining yourself to old versions of you. So I'm giving you permission to release the guilt. Not because what happened didn't matter, but because your future matters more than your self-blame. The enemy loves when you stay trapped in regret, because regret keeps you spiritually exhausted. Regret keeps you looking backward. Regret keeps you doubting. My goodness, but I am the Redeemer. I don't just forgive, I restore. I don't just remove shame, I rebuild identity. I don't just close wounds, I turn scars into proof of survival. So when guilt tries to speak, you will answer it with truth. You will say, that version of me did the best they could with what they knew. You will say, God has already covered me. You will say, I am not paying for what's been forgiven. And yes, you're going to feel lighter, not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you stop carrying what isn't yours. And that's where the next shift happens. Because once you release what isn't yours, you finally have room to receive what is. You've been asking me for more, but you've been crowded inside, crowded with resentment, crowded with unspoken pain, crowded with obligations, crowded with I have to, crowded with what will they think, crowded with fear. And I'm not trying to give you a bigger load. I'm trying to give you a bigger life. So I'm going to start clearing things, not to hurt you, to help you. Some of you are about to feel distance between you and certain people. Don't panic. It's not abandonment. It's alignment. Some of you are going to lose interest in the same conversations, the same gossip, the same complaints, the same drama. Don't panic. It's not loneliness, it's growth. Some of you are going to wake up and realize you can't keep living on autopilot. You can't keep spending your time like it's endless. You can't keep feeding what never feeds you back. Don't panic. That discomfort is me waking you up. Because I'm calling you into a more intentional life. And I know that word scares you. Intentional means you can't hide. Intentional means you can't keep drifting. Intentional means you have to choose. But my child, choosing is not losing. Choosing is power, and you're about to take your power back. Not with anger, with clarity, with maturity, with peace. Now let me speak to your mind, because your mind has been the battleground. Your thoughts have been loud, sometimes irrational, sometimes relentless, sometimes convincing. You've had thoughts that sound like your own voice, but they are not your truth. You're behind. You missed your chance. You're not enough. You'll never catch up. It always falls apart. You're too broken. Listen to me. That is not prophecy. That is pressure. That is accusation. That is the enemy trying to put a crown of shame on your head and call it reality. But I'm removing it, and I'm teaching you a new skill that will change your life. Discernment. Discernment is noticing what a thought produces. Does it produce peace, clarity, and strength? Or does it produce panic, confusion, and self-hatred? If it produces panic, it is not from me. If it produces hopelessness, it is not from me. If it produces condemnation, it is not from me. My voice convicts, but it never crushes. My voice corrects, but it never humiliates. My voice calls you higher, but it never calls you worthless. So from this day forward, you're going to stop agreeing with every thought that enters your mind. You're going to start filtering. You're going to start challenging. You're going to start replacing lies with truth. And I'm going to train you in it step by step, day by day, until your mind becomes a place of peace again. Yes, peace. Not numbness, not avoidance. Peace. The kind of peace that doesn't make sense to people who only trust what they can see. The kind of peace that holds you steady in the middle of uncertainty. The kind of peace that keeps you from spiraling. The kind of peace that helps you make wise decisions. And you're going to need that peace, because I'm going to start moving you faster. Some of you have been praying, God, open the door, but you didn't realize the door you asked for comes with responsibility. It comes with new levels, new routines, new boundaries, new standards, because I'm not just taking you into a bigger space, I'm taking you into a cleaner space, and you can't bring old mess into a new season and expect it to feel like freedom. So I'm going to talk to you about stewardship. Not as punishment, as preparation. You've been asking me for increase, and I am a God of increase. But increase without wisdom becomes stress. So I'm giving you wisdom. Wisdom with your time. Wisdom with your money. Wisdom with your energy. Wisdom with your relationships. Some of you keep leaking money and calling it just life. Subscription after subscription, impulse after impulse, comfort purchase after comfort purchase. Not because you're careless, because you're trying to soothe something. And I'm not here to judge you for wanting comfort. I'm here to heal you so you stop having to buy peace. Because peace isn't for sale, and you don't need another quick fix. You need restoration. So I'm going to teach you how to build. Not in a way that makes you obsessed, in a way that makes you stable. Some of you are going to start learning about budgeting like it's self-respect. You're going to start tracking your spending, not with shame, but with honesty. You're going to start thinking about retirement planning, not because you're old, but because you're wise. You're going to start looking at your credit report, not to panic, but to get your power back. You're going to start understanding interest rates, refinancing, personal loans, and debt payoff like someone who refuses to stay confused. Because confusion is expensive, and I didn't make you to be financially blind. I made you to be free, and yes, that might mean you seek counsel. A financial advisor, a credit counselor, a trusted mentor who understands money and stewardship, not because you're weak, because you're growing. You're learning to ask for help without shame, and that's a miracle by itself. Because you've been the helper for so long. You've been the one people lean on. You've been the one who figures it out. You've been the one who stays calm. But the truth is, you've needed someone too. You've needed support too. You've needed a safe place too. And you've been avoiding that because you don't want to be a burden. My child, you are not a burden. You are a person, and you are allowed to be held. You are allowed to be cared for. You are allowed to receive. This is a new motif for you. Receiving. You give so naturally. You pour out so easily. But receiving makes you uncomfortable. Receiving makes you suspicious. Receiving makes you wonder what people want from you, because you've been hurt by strings attached. So you learn to do everything yourself. But I'm breaking that, not to make you dependent, to make you supported. Because the next level of your life requires community. It requires partnership. It requires the right voices around you. It requires wise counsel. It requires accountability. It requires you to stop carrying everything like you're the only one capable. You're not, and you don't have to be. Now listen carefully, because I'm going to expose a trap that has been hiding in your personality. You call it being strong. but sometimes it's just control. You call it being independent, but sometimes it's just fear of being disappointed. You call it, I don't need anyone. But sometimes it's just a wound that never got comfort, and I'm not shaming you for how you survived. I'm honoring your survival, but I'm also inviting you to a better way, because survival got you here, but it won't take you where you're going. Where you're going requires trust, not naive trust, wise trust. Trust with boundaries, trust with discernment, trust that doesn't ignore red flags, trust that doesn't abandon wisdom, but trust that opens the door to love again. And yes, love. Not just romantic love. Love in friendship, love in community, love in family, love in people who show up consistently, love that feels safe, love that doesn't punish you for having needs, love that doesn't make you perform, love that doesn't keep you guessing. I'm sending that kind of love toward you, and you're going to recognize it, because it won't make your nervous system panic. It won't feel like a roller coaster. It won't feel like a test. It will feel like peace. And at first, you might mistake that peace for boredom, because you've been trained to think intensity is connection, but it's not. Sometimes intensity is just instability, and I'm teaching you the difference, because you're not going back to what almost destroyed you. You're not going back to what drained you. You're not going back to what kept you small. You've outgrown it. And the reason you felt restless lately is because you're in the middle of outgrowing. Outgrowing old desires, outgrowing old cravings, outgrowing old conversations, outgrowing old environments, outgrowing the old version of you who settled. And that restlessness is not a curse. It's a signal that your spirit is ready for more. Now I want to speak to the part of you that keeps delaying your own life. You keep saying, when things calm down, then I'll start. When I have more money, then I'll take the course. When I have more time, then I'll take care of my health. When I feel better, then I'll pray. When? But the truth is, life will always offer you a reason to wait. There will always be another bill, another problem, another distraction, another crisis. So if you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you will keep postponing your destiny. And I'm calling that pattern out right now. Not to embarrass you, to free you, because the life you want is built in imperfect seasons by consistent choices. Yes, consistent. Not dramatic, not all at once, but consistent. The enemy wants you to be extreme so you'll burn out. I want you steady so you'll last. So here is what I'm doing in you right now. I'm turning you into someone who follows through, someone who doesn't just feel inspired, someone who becomes disciplined, not rigid, disciplined. Disciplined enough to keep going when the feelings fade. Disciplined enough to protect your mornings. Disciplined enough to stop pouring into people who don't pour back. Disciplined enough to make one smart decision, then another, then another. And those decisions will stack. They will compound. Like interest, like momentum, like a snowball that starts small and becomes unstoppable. And yes, I'm saying that word on purpose. Unstoppable. Because the version of you I'm building can't be taken out by small setbacks. The version of you I'm building can't be manipulated by guilt. The version of you I'm building can't be controlled by fear. The version of you I'm building knows how to breathe, think, pray, and move. Now listen, because I'm going to speak to another thing you've avoided. Healing that requires honesty. You've tried to heal around the truth. You've tried to heal while minimizing what happened. You've tried to heal while pretending you're fine. But healing doesn't respond to pretending. Healing responds to truth. So I'm going to bring you into truth gently. Not all at once, but real. Some of you need to finally admit you are hurt. Not, it was whatever. Not, it's fine. Hurt. Some of you need to admit you're angry. Not sinful rage. Honest anger. Because something was stolen from you. Time, trust, innocence, security, and you've been trying to act holy while your heart is still bleeding under the surface. My child, I'm not afraid of your honesty. Bring it to me. Say it. Name it. Because when you name it, it stops controlling you from the shadows. And when you bring it to me, I can heal it with my light. That's why you've been avoiding it. Because you've learned to survive by hiding. But you don't have to hide with me. You can bring me the ugly parts, the confusing parts, the embarrassing parts, the parts you don't know how to explain. I can handle it. I've been handling you. Now I'm going to talk to you about your body. For a moment, because your body has been speaking. Your body has been sending signals. Tension in your shoulders, tightness in your chest, that restless feeling in your stomach, the fatigue that doesn't match your effort, the headaches, the sleep that isn't restful. Your body has been carrying what your mouth doesn't say, and I'm telling you, I want you well, not just spiritually, wholly. Some of you are going to start taking your health seriously, not out of fear, but out of respect. You're going to start booking the appointment. You're going to stop ignoring the symptoms. You're going to stop pushing through pain like it's normal. And yes, you might start asking smarter questions about health insurance, about coverage, about choosing the right plan, about protecting yourself with wisdom. Not because you're anxious, because you're responsible, because you're learning that your body is not a machine. It's a temple, and it deserves care. And some of you, I'm also going to lead you into the right kind of support for your mind. The right therapist, the right counselor, the right coach, the right mental health professional who understands trauma and healing. Not someone who rushes you, not someone who dismisses you, someone who helps you process what's been stuck inside you for years. And you're going to realize something powerful. You're not too much. You've just been carrying too much alone. So the healing will feel like taking a backpack off that you forgot you were wearing. And you're going to breathe deeper, and you're going to sleep better, and you're going to feel like yourself again. And when you do, your decisions will change, your standards will rise, your focus will sharpen, your confidence will return. Because healing changes everything. Now, my child, you've been thinking, I only show up in big miracles. But I'm about to show you that I also show up in systems, in strategy, in structure, in order. Some of you keep praying for a better life, but your schedule is chaotic. Your mornings are scattered. Your nights are messy. Your boundaries are weak. So you keep living in reaction mode, and reaction mode makes you feel like life is controlling you. But I'm going to teach you how to lead your life again, how to plan, how to prioritize, how to protect your time like it's sacred, because it is. And as you begin to build structure, you're going to notice something. Your anxiety drops. Not because the world changes overnight, because you stop living like everything is an emergency. You stop rushing. You stop panicking. You start moving with intention. And that intention becomes stability. That stability becomes confidence. That confidence becomes momentum. And that momentum will carry you into the doors I'm opening. Now, let me speak directly to the dream you keep trying to hide from yourself. That dream that keeps resurfacing. That idea that won't leave you alone. That vision that comes back every time you think, maybe I should just settle. You can feel it, can't you? It's still there, quiet, persistent, like a candle that refuses to go out. That's not random. That's calling. That's assignment. That's purpose knocking from inside you. And you've been avoiding it because you don't want to hope too hard and be disappointed again. But, my child, you can't protect yourself into purpose. You have to step into it. So I'm going to start feeding that dream again. I'm going to send you ideas at unusual times. In the shower, on a walk, in the middle of an ordinary day. I'm going to make you notice patterns. I'm going to make you curious again. I'm going to bring back your creativity. And some of you will start building something. A brand, a business, a service, a product, a channel, a skill set that increases your income and expands your options. You'll start learning about digital marketing, about SEO, about how to communicate value, how to solve problems, how to serve people well. Not to chase clout, to create impact, to create stability, to create room to breathe. And as you do it, you're going to realize you are never behind. You are being shaped. Because I don't just give you a blessing. I build you into the kind of person who can sustain it, so when it comes, it doesn't crush you, it doesn't ruin you, it doesn't distract you from me, it strengthens you. Now, I know you've been afraid that if you succeed, you'll lose people, that if you grow, you'll be judged, that if you change, you'll be misunderstood. But let me tell you the truth. Some people won't like the healed version of you, because the healed version of you has boundaries. The healed version of you doesn't tolerate disrespect. The healed version of you doesn't chase. The healed version of you doesn't beg. The healed version of you doesn't shrink. And that's okay, because I didn't call you to be liked. I called you to be free, and freedom will offend anyone who benefited from your bondage. So don't you apologize for growing. Don't you apologize for changing. Don't you apologize for getting healthy. Don't you apologize for having standards. Don't you apologize for stepping into your calling. I'm with you, and as you move, I will confirm it. I will confirm it through peace. I will confirm it through doors opening. I will confirm it through the right people coming. I will confirm it through protection that makes no sense. I will confirm it through provision that arrives right when you needed it. Now, I want to give you a simple moment right here. A reset, a breath. If you can, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, let your forehead soften, and just receive this. You are safe with me. You are not behind in my timeline. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are not too far gone. You are not disqualified. You are in transition, and transition feels uncomfortable because it's the space between what was and what will be. But I am in that space with you. I am guiding you through that space. I am guarding you in that space, and I am using that space to strengthen you. Because the next season is going to require a stronger spine, a softer heart, a clearer mind, and a steadier faith. And I'm building all of that in you right now. So here's what I need you to do when the old fear rises again. Don't argue with it for hours. Don't spiral. Don't punish yourself. Just return. Return to me. Return to your breath. Return to truth. Return to the next right step. And if you need a simple sign that you're choosing faith today, comment 707 again. And let it be your declaration. I'm returning. I'm realigning. I'm ready. And my child, if you want to keep receiving these messages when you need them most, make sure you're subscribed and hit like so this reaches the people who've been crying in secret too. Now listen, because I'm going to speak to something very specific. There's a conversation you've been avoiding. Not because you don't know what to say, because you're afraid of what it will reveal. You've been postponing it, rehearsing it, rewriting it in your head, trying to find the perfect words so you can control the outcome. But you can't control outcomes by perfect wording. You can only control obedience. So I'm going to give you courage to speak, courage to ask the question, courage to set the boundary, courage to tell the truth, courage to stop pretending everything is okay. And no, it might not go the way you want, but it will go the way you need. Because truth has a way of clearing fog. Truth has a way of exposing what's real. Truth has a way of ending confusion. And confusion has been one of the biggest thieves in your life. So I'm ending it. Some of you will speak and finally get clarity. Some of you will speak and finally get confirmation that you need to walk away. Some of you will speak and finally receive the respect you deserved all along. Whatever happens, you will no longer be trapped in guessing, and that alone will feel like freedom, because you've been living in mental limbo, always analyzing, always reading between the lines, always trying to predict moods, always trying to keep peace by shrinking yourself. My child, that is not peace, that is pressure. And I'm not calling you to pressure, I'm calling you to peace. So the next time you feel your stomach tighten before a conversation, Don't interpret that as a sign to avoid it. Interpret it as a sign that your boundary is waking up. Interpret it as a sign that your voice matters. Interpret it as a sign that you're stepping into maturity. Because the version of you that stays silent to keep people comfortable is ending, and the version of you that speaks with love and truth is rising. Now let me shift the focus, because there's another area I'm touching. Your environment, the spaces you live in, the places you return to every day. Some of you have been surrounded by clutter, not just physical clutter, emotional clutter, old reminders, old pain, old energy, and it keeps you stuck without you realizing it. So I'm going to lead you into a cleansing, not superstition, a real reset. You're going to start clearing what you don't need, deleting what drains you, unfollowing what poisons you, cleaning out what you've kept just in case, even though it's been weighing you down. And as you clear space, you'll feel something shift, because clarity loves clean space. Peace loves clean space. Focus loves clean space. And I'm preparing you to receive. It's hard to receive when your hands are full. It's hard to receive when your life is crowded. So I'm making room. And you'll notice, as you make room, opportunities will start fitting into places they couldn't fit before. A new habit will fit. A new routine will fit. A new relationship will fit. A new job possibility will fit. A new income stream will fit. A new level of peace will fit. Because you finally stopped storing what belonged to the past. And yes, this includes old versions of you. The version who tolerated too much. The version who stayed quiet. The version who thought love had to hurt. The version who believed scarcity was normal. The version who thought I'll always be anxious was just your personality. That version is being cleared out too. Not with violence, with love, with truth, with steady transformation that doesn't need applause. Now, keep listening, because there's something else you've been avoiding that I'm about to bring into the light, and it begins with the thing you've been avoiding most. The truth about what you really want, not what people expect you to want, not what you told yourself you should want, not what you settled for because it was safer. The real desire that keeps returning, even after you try to silence it. You've been afraid to admit it because once you admit it, you can't pretend anymore. Once you admit it, you have to choose. Once you admit it, you have to stop living a life that looks fine from a distance but feels empty up close. So you keep yourself halfway, half committed, half hopeful, half alive, and then you wonder why you feel tired all the time. My child, you are exhausted because you are divided. Part of you is reaching forward. Part of you is gripping the past. Part of you is praying for new. Part of you is clinging to familiar. But I'm not calling you into half. I am calling you into wholeness. That's why I'm bringing this into the light. There's a fear you don't say out loud, and it's not the fear of failure. It's the fear of success, because you've watched what success did to other people. You've seen how it changed relationships. You've seen how it attracted jealousy. You've seen how it raised expectations. So you've told yourself it's safer to stay small. It's safer to stay quiet. It's safer to stay in the background. But that safety has been costing you joy. And I'm asking you, gently but firmly, to stop confusing hiding with protection. I can protect you while you shine. I can cover you while you grow. I can keep you humble without keeping you hidden. You don't have to dim to be loved. You don't have to shrink to be accepted. You don't have to stay broke in spirit just to prove you're good. You're allowed to rise. Now listen closely, because I'm going to talk about something very practical that is also very spiritual. You've been delaying decisions because you're waiting to feel ready. But readiness is often a feeling that arrives after obedience, not before it. You've been overthinking because you've been afraid of making the wrong move. And yes, wisdom matters. Yes, counsel matters. Yes, patience matters. But fear has been pretending to be wisdom in your life. Fear keeps you researching forever. Fear keeps you comparing forever. Fear keeps you in analysis, paralysis until time passes, and you call it waiting on God. My child, you are not waiting on me. You are hiding from the risk of trusting me. Because I am not offended by your questions, but I am calling you out of the loop that keeps you stuck. I'm going to give you courage to choose, even when you don't have every detail. Courage to move, even when you can't see the whole staircase. Courage to begin, even when you're still healing. Some of you have paperwork you've been afraid to open, a letter from a lender, a notice about taxes, an email about your application, a contract you need to review, a medical bill, a student loan statement. And every time you see it, your chest tightens, so you avoid it. You tell yourself, I'll deal with it later. But later becomes heavier, and heavier becomes anxiety, and anxiety becomes exhaustion. So I'm going to help you face it, not with panic, with peace. You're going to breathe, open it, and handle it, one step at a time. You're going to ask the right questions. You're going to request the information you need. You're going to negotiate when negotiation is required. You're going to compare interest rates without fear. You're going to look at options like debt consolidation, payment plans, refinancing, and you're going to do it with a clear mind, not a terrified heart, because clarity is your inheritance. Some of you have been avoiding getting insurance quotes because you don't want to feel behind. But I am giving you wisdom to protect what matters, wisdom to choose the right coverage. Now let me take you deeper, because the enemy has used one specific weapon against you. Shame. Shame says, you should be further. Shame says, you shouldn't struggle with this. Shame says, if people knew, they would leave. But shame is a liar. Shame doesn't correct you. It cages you. And I'm opening the cage. There are parts of your story you've hidden, even from yourself, not because you're dishonest, because you're tired of reliving it, but what you keep buried keeps influencing you. So I'm going to heal it at the root. Some of you are carrying grief you never had space to process, a loss that didn't get honored, a goodbye that was rushed, a change that came too fast. You kept moving because you had to. You kept functioning because people needed you. You kept smiling because you didn't want to fall apart. But inside, something froze. And that frozen place has been affecting how you love, how you trust, how you receive, how you dream. So I'm warming it again. I'm giving you permission to grieve without guilt. Permission to feel without apologizing. Permission to admit that hurt me without having to justify it. Because I'm not asking you to be tough, I'm asking you to be whole. Now, I want you to hear this, because it will shift how you see your life. The delay you hated was also a shield. There are things you begged for that would have overwhelmed the version of you you were back then. Not because you were weak, because you were unprepared. And preparation is love. So when you look back and wonder why certain doors didn't open, understand this. I wasn't withholding your good. I was protecting your future. And now, because you've been stretched, you're ready for a different kind of blessing. A blessing with stability, a blessing with clarity. But that kind of blessing requires one thing: integrity, not perfection. Honesty. Honest with yourself, honest with me, honest about what you need to change. Because you can't heal what you refuse to face, and you can't build what you won't commit to. So I'm giving you a new strength. Consistency. You're going to start keeping promises to yourself. Small promises, simple promises. Promises like, I will stop scrolling when my spirit feels heavy. I will save a little. I will pray before I panic. These are not tiny things. They are identity bricks. Every small promise tells your nervous system, I can trust me. And when you can trust you, you stop looking for safety in the wrong places. That is how freedom starts. Now let me speak to the people-pleasing that has quietly controlled you. You've been trying to keep everybody comfortable. You've been editing your truth so nobody feels challenged. You've been swallowing your needs so nobody feels inconvenienced. And you call it kindness. But some of that is fear of rejection, because somewhere along the way, you learned that love could be withdrawn. So, you started performing. You started being easy. You started being the one who never asks for too much. But my child, you were never too much. You were just asking the wrong people to handle what I put inside you. So I am breaking performance off your life. From this day forward, you will speak plainly. You will set boundaries without drama. You will say yes with a whole heart, and you will say no without guilt. Because I am teaching you that peace is not passive. Peace is protected. Now, here is a new motif for you. Ownership. You're going to stop saying, "This is just how I am," when what you really mean is, "This is what I learned to do to survive." Survival patterns helped you then, but they are suffocating you now. So you're going to take ownership of your healing. Not in a way that blames you, in a way that empowers you. You can't control what happened, but you can control what happens next. And I will help you. Some of you are going to make one brave move you've postponed for months. You're going to update the resume, send the application, start the course, launch the idea, price your service with dignity. Ask the question you've been afraid to ask. And as you move, you will discover something. You were never lazy. You were discouraged. Discouragement makes strong people feel weak, but I am lifting discouragement off of you. So when you feel that old heaviness return, interrupt it. Don't sit in it for hours. Don't feed it with old memories. Stand up, change the room, open a window, take a walk. Speak to me out loud, even if your voice shakes, because the enemy thrives in stillness without surrender, but he loses power when you move in faith. Now, I'm going to talk to you about timing, because you've been frustrated with my pace. You've been watching other people hit milestones, and you've wondered why your life feels like it's moving slower. My child, you don't know what I saved you from. You don't know what I redirected you away from. You don't know how many shortcuts would have cost you your peace. Some people got there fast, but they got there empty. I'm building you with depth, because the blessing I'm bringing isn't just something you touch. It's something you can sustain, and when it arrives, you won't have to pretend you're okay. You will be okay. If you feel my presence in this moment, comment 757 and let it be your agreement that you're stepping into wholeness, not half living. Now, I'm going to shift again, because there is a secret battle you've been fighting that has nothing to do with other people. It's the battle of your attention. Your attention has been scattered, pulled in 10 directions, split between notifications, deadlines, worries, opinions, and noise. And every time your attention splits, your power leaks. So I'm calling your attention back home, back to your breath, back to your body, back to the moment, back to prayer that isn't rushed, back to silence that heals instead of scares you. You don't need a louder life, you need a clearer life. So I'm going to teach you how to simplify. Some of you are about to set limits on what you consume. Some of you are about to stop letting other people's emergencies become your daily routine. And as you simplify, you will hear me more clearly, because my voice has been there the whole time. You just haven't had space to notice it. Now, hear this promise, because it's for you. I'm going to replace confusion with clarity. I am going to replace heaviness with strength. I am going to replace fear with wisdom. I am going to replace scarcity with strategy. I am going to replace isolation with the right support. And you will know it's me, because it will be steady. Not chaotic, not rushed. Steady. So keep listening, because the next instruction I'm giving you is going to feel simple, but it's going to unlock a chain reaction in your life, starting with the way you, because the enemy didn't just attack your circumstances. He's been trying to poison your inner voice. He's been trying to make you believe you're the problem, that you're too late, too weak, too broken, too far behind. But I am rewriting your inner language. I am teaching you to stop cursing your own future with careless words spoken in exhaustion. From this day forward, you will not partner with defeat. When you wake up and your mind tries to rush into fear, you will slow down and return to me. When your chest tightens and you feel that familiar panic, you will breathe and remember, you are not in danger, you are in transition. When you look at your life and you don't yet see the full answer, you will not assume I am absent. You will assume I am working. Because I am working in the unseen places. I am working in the hearts you can't change. I am working in the timing you can't force. I am working in the details you haven't even thought to pray about. I'm working on your behalf in ways that will soon become undeniable. And when it happens, you will not have to chase confirmation. Confirmation will chase you. You will start noticing small shifts first. A calmer mind, a stronger boundary, a clearer decision, a new opportunity, an unexpected open door, a conversation that goes differently than you feared, a bill handled without panic, a plan that finally feels possible, a burst of energy that returns at the exact moment you are ready to quit. That is not random. That is my hand. But I need you to stay close. Don't let this moment be emotional and then forgotten. Let it become a turning point. Let it become the line you draw in the sand where you say, I'm done living divided. I'm done living in fear. I'm done shrinking my life to fit my pain. Because the life ahead of you is not built by one big moment. It's built by daily agreement, daily alignment, daily decisions to return to truth, instead of spiraling into lies. So here is my final instruction for you today. Keep moving, even if it's small. Keep choosing the next right step, even if you can't see the whole path. Keep praying, even if your voice trembles. Keep showing up, even if your emotions are not perfect. Keep building, even if the beginning looks humble. Keep planting, even if the seed feels small. I bless small beginnings. I bless consistency. I bless the heart that refuses to give up. And, my child, I am proud of you for surviving what should have broken you. I'm proud of you for holding on when you felt alone. I'm proud of you for still believing, even after disappointment tried to teach you to expect less. Now I'm calling you to lift your eyes again. Your story is not ending here. This is the part where it turns. This is the part where you rise. This is the part where your tears become testimony, where your pain becomes wisdom, where your waiting becomes reward. And you will look back and realize, I was not punishing you. I was preparing you. So receive my peace right now. Let it settle into your body. Let it calm your mind. Let it steady your heart. You don't have to know every detail. You just have to know me. And I am with you. I will guide you. I will protect you. I will provide for you. I will heal you. I will restore what was lost. I will redeem what was wasted. And I will finish what I started in you. If this message spoke directly to you, I want you to comment 777 as your declaration that you're stepping into alignment and you're ready for what I'm bringing next. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so these words find you again when you need strength and direction. Go forward now, my beloved child. Not in panic, not in shame, not in fear. Go forward in peace. Go forward in wisdom. Go forward with faith, because what's coming will be greater than what you've endured, and you will not walk into it alone.